A personal trainer and nutrition coach, and as I've coached through the years, one of the questions that I get asked all the time is how to make life easier in the kitchen. If you don't like to cook like me, but still want to either lose weight or count macros or build muscle, and you just need to focus on doing better in the kitchen, let me help you out. Here we go. So if you're anything like me, you might be a snacker. I love to snack on crunchy things like chips, anything like that. And popcorn is low calorie and you can get a lot of it. This silicone popcorn maker, microwavable, is the best thing I have ever discovered. It was actually a gift from my husband. I'll link it below, but you just pop it open. I use it all the time. Use it all of the time. And you put about 3 tablespoons of unpopped kernels in, put the lid on top, stick it in the microwave. I usually put it in for 3 minutes, but listen for the popping. If it starts to seem like it's done popping, then pull it out. And this entire thing will fill to the top with popcorn, and it's around 120 calories. This is my favorite kitchen tool, which I know sounds crazy, but absolutely had to post this #1. So at this point, this thing is about 10 years old, this magic bullet. But it works great, and I feel like the absolute easiest way to get fruits and vegetables into your diet is to blend it in. I usually mix it with some protein. I like to mix protein in with my carbs and stuff like that just to make it more filling, but I feel like this has been the easiest tool. I throw in my almond milk, I throw in a bunch of fruits and veggies, spinach, whatever greens I have, and then I add a scoop of protein powder, and I just feel like this makes it so easy to get in your fruits and vegetables. So if you are on the go like I am always on the go. I feel like I rarely have time to even spend in this kitchen. This is a lifesaver. Oh, it's even dirty. See, I use this thing all the time. It is a lunchbox that has a little heating pad on the bottom. It plugs in to wherever you need it to plug in. Wherever you go, I usually plug it in when I get to my classrooms at school. I plug it in, and within an hour, your food is heated and perfect. I like to use Healthy Choice meals a lot in here, and they heat up perfectly in here. And then I'll sometimes just get bags of frozen veggies and stick them on top, and it will melt those as well. Also, the Factor meals are actually surprisingly really good. Those are perfect for this. Or if you're a prepper, which I don't tend to be a prepper, this is also another great option for preppers. If you want to just stick your glass containers in here and heat it up, this has been a game changer for me when it comes to work. Now let's stick with that theme for a minute. I also have this mini crock pot that you can do the same thing with. I like to use this for my soups or chilies, things like that. Also works amazing. If you have the time to let things heat longer, it will cook your food as well, but I mostly like to use it to heat things up for lunchtime. Easy, easy, easy. So look, I know the fads. I know that this is super trendy right now, but I actually was not looking for a Stanley. I was looking for a container that fit in my cup holder, had a straw, and also closed so I could put it in a bag and it would not spill. And this has been perfect for me. I actually wish it was a little bit bigger. I will switch between this and my really large 40-ounce Hydro Flask, but it's still perfect for fitting in that cup holder, and also not feeling like it's gonna spill if you stick it in your bag. So trendy, here we go. So I actually don't like to cook a lot, but if I can cook and I feel like I'm in the spirit, this immersion blender has become really handy. The trends now are to use cottage cheese to make a lot of like Alfredo sauces, but really high protein, or any types of cheese sauces. Alfredo is probably one of my favorites to make with the immersion blender, and you put the immersion blender right into your cottage cheese. It blends it up into like a smooth consistency, and then you mix your seasonings in, and it's just a really yummy high protein way of getting some of that pasta stuff covered. And if you're looking for high protein pasta, Banza is my favorite. Or maybe you're looking for low calorie pasta, and there's the shirataki noodles that I actually really like as well. The consistency, it can be hard at first, but the shirataki noodles are like 25 calories for a giant bag of noodles, and I like to do that with the Alfredo because I feel like the Alfredo with a little ramen seasoning mixed in over the top of shirataki noodles is really, really yummy and super easy because the shirataki is already cooked. It's already in the shape. You just need to rinse it out. Now, I want to put my attention over here to right in the corner is my Power XL. This thing has been, it's been everything. It's an air fryer. It's a crock pot. It's a grill. I'll use it to cook up bacon, sausage. I like to air fry my Just Bare. I like to use my Just Bare chicken nuggets in there as an air fryer. I use it for, it literally does everything. It says slow cooks. It steams your vegetables if you want to steam your vegetables. It simmers, it sous vide, fry, keeps warm. It's also a rice cooker. Folks, I love this thing. Love this thing. At first I was kind of like, am I ever going to use it? But literally, I think I use it about 4 days a week for all sorts of different things. This thing is freaking awesome. And then if you look over here, I think this is so popular in everybody's home, but a mixer also makes your life so much easier. This is a new one for me. I, again, do not love to cook. I don't love to bake. I just don't like to spend time in the kitchen if I don't have to. But I have been using this a lot more than I thought I would. If you've heard of protein puff bread or cloud bread, I've heard different things. Cloud bread is the most popular name with powdered egg whites and egg whites. You can fluff those up really, really well in there and make some really nice high protein bread if you're looking to add protein or just mix things up in general. So that's been another game changer for me. Now, folks, if you are not using glass storage containers, you are missing out. There are so many benefits to these. First of all, you can see the food in there. So you're not gonna get confused when it's in your refrigerator. You know exactly what's in there. You know what you're cooking up. They have some with the dividers, some that don't. I use the ones with the dividers less often than I use just like the regular open space ones. But these are so great. And again, these fit right into those lunch boxes, the heated lunch boxes that I was showing you, and are amazing for heating up food. This is just, they keep food longer. Everything just works better this way. So I feel like this needs to be a staple in everybody's home in general if you want your refrigerator to look better. And so you don't have food like sneaking toward the back that you can't see that gets old and moldy. This helps with that a lot. I'm sure a lot of you guys have these. These are the boiled egg makers. You can also steam eggs and everything else with these. I love to hard boil eggs and then cut them in half and put a little bit of Dijon. They taste a lot like deviled eggs. So this, if I want snacks on the go, this is super easy. You just pop them in with a little hole on the top. Poke a little hole on the top of the eggs, pop them into here, heat it for like 5 minutes. It does a little beep, beep when it's done. And you've got, this one stacks double high, so, and I didn't put the second high, but I can do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 eggs. 14 eggs in with this guy, and you're set for a while. Okay, an induction stovetop. I know that that sounds really, really crazy, but if you have a gas stove like me, it's a pain in the butt to clean. I also have a cover over my stove because I just think I don't like the way it looks. I use, you know, my fingerprints. I use this almost every single day for really quick cooking. It heats food up a lot faster. It's so easy to clean up. I actually bought this thinking that I was going to end up returning it because I didn't really know how it would work, and I have not regretted it. I use it all the time. So one of the things that I do all the time with this induction stove is I get a huge wok, and I'll get really lean ground turkey or ground beef, and I'll cut up a bunch of veggies all in one day, like 3 pounds of meat and a ton of veggies. I like to even just get the big giant frozen bags of peppers and onions, and I'll throw that in there and I'll cook it at the beginning of the week, and I will use that turkey for all kinds of different things throughout the entire week to get my protein in. And I find that the absolute easiest way to get protein into my meals without having to cook over and over again. I do it one time for maybe 10 minutes with a bunch of frozen veggies cooked in there. I like to add mushrooms, all of that, a ton of it in there. And I like to use Cajun seasoning, and I'm gonna show you that next. And that Cajun seasoning, just a game changer. And then I can mix it in all kinds of things. I'll throw it in a tortilla with some Greek yogurt and some salsa, and or I'll just heat it up over rice. Sometimes I will heat it up over veggies. I actually like to put it over shredded lettuce to even add more veggies. I'll cook up cabbage and I'll put it over cabbage. It's just the easy way to get both protein and veggies. Do it one time on your induction stove with a huge wok of whatever your favorite meat is. Maybe it's just chicken breasts. I get the chicken eggs, so I don't like to have chicken all the time. Ground turkey, ground beef. I know red meat isn't always the best for everybody, but those are my choices for protein. And sometimes I'll do shrimp. I love shrimp because shrimp is just mostly protein in there with a bunch of veggies. And then you keep it in your refrigerator and you eat it throughout the week. It's just the induction stove top. My favorite thing ever. So if you know anything about me as a coach, I am a macros girl through and through. I had never seen the changes to my body that I loved until I started really tracking macros. I was able to lose weight, but when I started to learn about tracking macros and how important protein is to the process, I was able to lose weight and maintain muscle, and I started to really see and be proud of the work that I was putting into my body. So you know me, and macros are a thing. If you didn't know before, now you do. And so having a scale in the house is huge for me, a food scale. I always keep my food scale with a little pad and a pencil or a paper, because I don't like to sit there and put things into my phone right then and there all the time. Sometimes I like to come back and do it later, so I just mark things really, really quickly. But there are some really great tools out there or videos out there on how to track really easily, but I always track everything in grams and milliliters on here. And this has been one of the best tools for me in regards to weight loss, weight gain, muscle gain, all of that. This is going to be really, really important. So maybe not my favorite tool, because yes, I realize it can be tedious, but that's when you're going to see real results. It's worth it because you get the results that way, and you don't have to do it forever. And that's the great part about it. So I wanted to end it with my favorite seasonings, totally off topic, right? But just thought it'd be fun to share. I love this Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning on everything. And I also love the Everything Bagel seasoning. This is just Walmart on everything. And then this, mixed with the cottage cheese, is also really, really yummy to make. It's not even an Alfredo sauce. It's like a creamy ramen sauce that I put over my shirataki noodles. And I got this on Amazon. Hopefully that was helpful for you, but a lot of people ask me what makes things easier in the kitchen. And honestly, frozen veggies and meat cooked together is probably my go-to for meals, and all of these things help me get out the door and not have to think about it. I appreciate you guys over the years. Hopefully this video helps you out. If you have questions for me, please let me know. I'm super excited to be working back into getting to YouTubing. Here we go, 2023. Have a great day.